Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel, Manifest with Kavitha. Hope you all are doing great and happy Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving weekend here in the US, and I just wanted to mm, uh, extend my thanks. Being stupid here, but I just wanted to extend my thanks, my gratitude to each one of you for being here along with me on this journey, and it's been so great so far. So I just want to continue along with all of you and many more to join us in the future. But before that, I wanted to share today what am I going to talk about. Probably you've already guessed it, but today I wanted to talk about how the lockdown has changed my life for good. Uh, and I think it has done that for each and every one of you. If we look at it from the different perspective, because what this lockdown has actually done for me is it's made me reflect, become more aware of what I want from life, and help me go deeper into my own journey as well. So, without wasting much time, let's dive into it. Okay, so where do I begin from? What was the first thing that changed with the lockdown? I think even before the lockdown happened, there was changes happening in my life. Like I have always considered me to be a shy, reserved, and private person, which I still am. I am not that comfortable talking to unknowns, like people whom I don't know, and it has taken a lot of courage, a lot of introspection, and a lot of work, a lot of development, still work in progress, to come out of that shell and be able to interact with people, to share my voice, to know what they are thinking, and to have that kind of conversation, or to even network with people. It's taken a lot of effort from my end, especially my transition from grad school to my work life, where it was totally different. Grad school, I was always surrounded by people, and I was like, I don't need people. And then suddenly at work, I was like, oh, I don't have people. Now, whom do I interact with? Because everyone was so busy with work that they never really had time for conversations. So, but then gradually I started to understand how the whole culture works and everything. And I started opening up, going, talking to people when during happy hours or conferences or anything, something like that. And then I started growing more with my own journey, because I figured out I cannot be comfortable with others if I'm not comfortable in my own skin. So the whole journey of self love began for me, and I started doing all crazy things. I was like, it's my life, and I want to do everything that's possible. And I was doing all of that, spending more time with me and doing things that I like, I love, and all that was happening. And then suddenly, after a short vacation, when I returned, they were like, shut down. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? And I thought it was going to be a short period of time, and I think everybody felt it was a short period of time. But then suddenly we were asked to work from home. Luckily, the kind of work I do helped me work from home as well. But then, after a point, Zoom meetings started to eat into me. Like, no, this is not how I want my life to be. So the first important aha moment that I had during the lockdown was human connections are important. Like, we never think from that perspective when we are surrounded with people, when we interact with them day to day, on a day to day basis. We don't realize that, but that communication, that interaction that we have with people is so very important. And coming from a reserved person who like really has a small bubble of people whom we interact with, like for me also it became important to see people, to talk to people, because suddenly I was put into my house, and like shut inside my house, and I really had nobody to talk to. So it just became very overwhelming at a point. And when there was a lot of chaos apart from the lockdown happening in life as well, there were days I cried. I was like, oh, why is this happening to me? But then I realized that this is something that I think somewhere I manifested. So like I said in my one of my previous videos, that everything I thought came true. I wanted to be in a job where I can work from home and I can still get paid, and I don't have to meet people on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's what happened. And I never imagined that I wouldn't be able to meet anyone per se. So this is not exactly what I wanted to manifest. That yes, work from home, be paid, yes, but not being able to meet people, not to interact, not to have parties and things like that. That was not something that I wanted. But you have to be very specific when you need to manifest things, right? So that was one thing that I realized: human connections. And then next was how to deal with the whole ordeal. Like, you are in this situation, you are hitting that point in your head that it's not how it is supposed to be. And how do you keep yourself in that high vibes all the time? There were situations where people whom you would interact with on a day-to-day basis, they went away, and new people came into my life, and everything was online. So people who have come into my life now are still people whom I have not met, but I feel very close to them. So that is one good thing that has happened. I've built a very strong community which is filled with positivity and growth and just love, all like gratitude, everything put in together. All the good things that you would want have been put together in that community, and we are there together. And I'm blessed to be part of that group as well. And I found a few new mentors who are guiding me along this journey, and that's why they opened up the side of me which I had hidden inside me. That was the third thing that I realized, that I am not as reserved as I think I am. I am that free spirited version of me, and that's why I am able to share all of this with you all. Being crazy, being that, having that childlike spirit is something that I've always had in me. Everyone has in them, even you have. Just that we don't recognize it, we don't let it out. We think that people might think that we are crazy, so we keep it hidden. But from the time I have let all those feelings out, I have attracted much more good, like not good people, but I mean they're good, but as in similar kind of people who are my reflections, who I can relate to, who understand what I speak, like those kind of people, or people who really want to change their perspective, their life and everything, those kind of people. And it's been a very positive growth, and that led for me, that was the biggest change that happened for me, was me going in from that sad, depressed state into this growth and vibrant state, and me being able to share my message. Because along this lockdown period, in these few months, I also found my voice. I knew how to interact. I got to know how to interact, how to open up, how to be confident in my own skin, how to let go of fear, let go of everything that has held you back, and just keep flowing. Everything is an unknown. We plan so much. I'm sure at the start of 2020 we all had resolutions written, we had big plans for 2020, but did it all work out the way we wanted it? Has anything ever worked out the way we wanted? Like, we would have planned so much in life, but something a small little tweak and everything changes, right? We get after a point we realize, oh, what we got is something more than what I had expected, or it might just take you along another path and it will eventually lead you to where it has to. But that is something similar to what happened with lockdown as well. Did we anyone expect this happen? We thought it was something in some part of the world, but it's not going to affect us, and it did, and it still continues to affect. So how are you going to go along this journey is what I started to think. What do I want from my life here on? Can I keep consistent with what I'm doing? Can I keep growing? Can I keep building? Can I have all of this that I have realized, reflected upon, to carry along in this journey? Yes. And I have found the ways and means to do it. I, many of you know, that I'm a scientist by profession, like my training is in science, but now I'm venturing into business. I'm turning into an entrepreneur. So those kind of tools that I have been harnessing. So there have been courses that I've invested in. So for me to grow. It's not for anybody else. It's all for me. And the reason why I'm sharing is to not brag, but to that I have done so much in these whatever few months that we have been in lockdown, but for you as well to go back and see what are the changes that has happened in your life, and how have you implemented those good or bad changes positively into your life ahead, and how are you going to carry it forward into 2021, so that you are not at a like a steady state, but you are growing exponentially, and the growth continues to happen through the coming years. How are you going to do all of that? So just take time. You don't really have to spend an entire day to be like, okay, what did I do? And if you haven't really done anything, now is the time. When else are you going to start, right? So take time to see what, maybe it's just a small little thing that you have invested in, or anything like that. And this lockdown also gave me more time, time for, as in putting in time for your hobbies, like things that you have always wanted, like, oh, when I have time, I'll do this, I'll do that. I have gotten that time to do that as well. Like when I put things aside, or whenever I have time, I will do it. And those are the things I also did. I love to paint, and I never really got chance to paint. So I took time out. I got all those materials that were needed. I started to paint. I started to do things that I have never been comfortable with. I have never been comfortable with social media. Now I'm pretty comfortable with social media as well, and because I understand how it can impact me and the connections that I build positively. So all these things put together just make it even more wonderful. Another thing I realized was I need those human connections, but I am self-sufficient in myself. I don't need anyone to fulfill my dreams. I am sufficient myself. Others around are just like a cheerleaders, but whatever we want to do, we can. Like, how many of you have had your birthday or something come up and you're like, oh, what to do? I'm alone. I don't want to celebrate my birthday and things. I was alone on my birthday, and what did I do? I am the last person to celebrate my own birthday, but this year I decided I'm not going to be like sit in the mode of self-pity. I baked a cake for myself. I celebrated the whole day, like starting from I think Australia time till the end of US time, like my birthday. It was like around 36 to 40 hours of celebration. Like, who can do that? Like, I did it. Like, I enjoyed my birthday. I have never enjoyed my birthday uh, in my whole life like I did this year. So those are things I did not because I wanted to show people that I'm okay, but because I wanted to do it for myself. So that growth, because I think that self-love factor kept increasing, it only got really, really interesting when I saw many more people I connected with were similar to the ideologies I shared in life, and what we wanted to do. So yeah, and it's almost the end of the year. So what are you going to transition from this year, from the learnings from this year to the next year? So I'm doing it, and I hope you guys, if you haven't yet, start introspecting, start with going deeper into seeing how your life has changed, how you have changed in this whole year. What are the positives that you feel that you have harnessed? What are the things that you can still improve on? And just transition smoothly, because there's nothing more that can be done. but we can only grow. So another thing that I learned was, rather than trying to make your weakness your strength, harness your strength so much more that you can just grow. Your weakness can just be an aid to push you forward, but when you have your strength that you recognize, your qualities that you recognize, just harness it even more, and that helps you grow. So don't spend time building on your weaknesses. We all have our strengths, and we can just work with that. So yeah, with that, I hope you guys have got a little insights of how maybe you have changed as well. Write that down. Let me know in the comments below as well. What are the changes that you have experienced as well? And let's see how we can take this further ahead as well. So I'm going to make my list. Like, there are many more things. I've just shared a few things that how things have changed, but there are many more things that have happened. But make that list. Let me know. And I will see you guys in my next episode. And until then, bye-bye. Love you all. Love and light. Bye.